This is Jonathan Agoff here for Pro Boxing Fans. It's fight week, 48 hours to go until Joe Joyce faces Joyce-Takam. Frank, what a fight.
It is, Jonathan. I mean, we've got two heavyweights. I think it's the biggest heavyweight fight up to now this year. British public know what Takam's all about. Comes to fight, throws bombs, he's strong, he's got 45 fights and knocked 28 of those opponents out. And Joe's, he seemed to now got the bit between his teeth and seemed quite relaxed today. Him himself, he's had 12 fights, 11 knockouts. So they're both big bangers. Both got styles that I think will turn it into a big fight. And Joe now, having been put into the position that after the Joshua and Usyk fight, that he'll be the number one, has got everything to lose and nothing to gain out of this fight. So he's under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, as you say, that was confirmed just a couple of days ago after Joshua Usyk was announced. You announced that Joe is now a mandatory challenger. Realistic time frame of that, how many fights do you think, providing he comes through on Saturday night, we could be looking at?
Well, you've got to see, once that fight happens, Tyson's fighting a couple of weeks later, 2 or 3 weeks later, against Wilder, and the fight has been postponed. I want to see that fight. I want to see those two guys. No one wants to step in the way of seeing that fight happen. And if it does, Joe will just have to be patient. Maybe a fight for an interim title whilst he's waiting. But he's in a great spot because the winner down the road will have to, provided they'll come through their fights, will have to fight Joe Joyce.
How do you expect Saturday's main event to play out, Frank?
I think it's going to be a bang-up. As I say, they both move. Joe don't fight on the back foot. He fights on the front foot. So does this guy. So, immovable object. A big puncher coming force, irresistible force. I think we're going to see a real good, old-fashioned bang-up.
Joe was pictured at, in my opinion, in your opinion, the greatest stadium in England, if not the world, the Emirates on the other day. Is that the dream, a massive world title fight there? We
are going to do a world title fight at the Emirates next year. We're determined to do it, and I hope it's Joe, and maybe a couple of the other guys, we can put an extra special show on. But we're determined to do it next year. We're talking to the Emirates, and we will do.
Your pick of the undercard, Frank. You've got British Commonwealth title clash between Jenkins and Esserman, Beach and Bork. What's your pick?
Spin a coin for all of them. They're good quality matchups. Different styles make fights, etc. Good fights, good quality fights, and I think we get a good night's boxing out of those two. And then obviously we've got Hamza on there as well. In with an experienced guy who's only lost one fight. Was a Spanish champion. 15-1 he is, and I think he's going to give him some things to think about. But if he's the fighter we feel he is, I think he'll hopefully come through and look good coming through.
You got heavyweight action, David Adelaide and George Fox.
Yeah, David coming out for his 6th fight. He's still a novice, but he's got a long way to go. But each time he gets in that ring, he's picking up experience, and he's a man who's in a hurry. My job is to put the brakes on and let him learn first before we finally take those brakes off and let him go.
Just away from Saturday night, the August 28th card you announced in Birmingham, Brad Foster said on his social media that he's had to pull out with an injury. He's set to face Jason Cunningham. What's the latest with the show? Well,
we're going ahead with the show. We've got some really good title fights on there, and also Anthony Yard's on there from his fight that was postponed, so he's on there. And we will put another meaningful, quality title fight on the bill. It's a shame Brad's out. He was really pleased we won the first bid, but listen, that's boxing. But it's a good card, and I think they've sold nearly 3,500-4,000 tickets already for it. So it's going to be a good quality event, and going to be a real atmosphere there.
Do we know who's going to be main event yet?
No, we're looking at another fight tonight. But as it stands now, it'll probably be Anthony Yard, who's the most well-known fighter out of all of them. But there's good quality fights in there.
Yesterday, you guys announced a new partnership with BT Sport to showcase your emerging talent on 6 shows across BT Sport and YouTube channel. Talk us through that and the importance for your stable.
Well, it's important because the guys are going to be shown free to air, the youngsters, and they're going to get a chance to show the public, some of the best young British, or we're going to get a chance to show some of the best young talent around in this country, and they can look at them and hopefully get on their journey with them as they move on and up the ladder in professional boxing. But we've got some fabulous fighters, and I'm really delighted that BT have got behind grassroots professional boxers to enable us to do this. We've been talking about it for a long while, and now it is happening.
When can we expect that to start?
We will start in August.
Okay, brilliant. Yep, just one or two more, Frank. Joe DeGuardia is here. You have a number of light heavyweights. He represents Joe Smith. Have you had any discussions?
Taking him out for lunch.
And just finally, Frank, when we last spoke, we were talking about Fury Wilder 3. We know that's now postponed to October 9th. What conversations have you had with Tyson? Is he back in the UK? There's talk about...
He's still in the States, and he'll be coming back fairly soon when he's allowed to travel. He'll be back.
And are we expecting him to get the second shot?
Yeah, what?
The second vaccine shot?
You have to have it. Everybody has to have the second vaccine. Why wouldn't he have it?
Okay, well, Frank, look forward to Saturday night SSE Arena on BT Sport. Joyce-Takam.
Cheers.
Thanks, Frank.